59-year-old Jeannette Robinson is fit. She exercises 6 days a week.
I love weight training, for the toning, and I do cardio, sometimes just spin classes and things like that.
Jeannette is used to spending time in a gym, not a hospital, but Penn State Breast Center became like a second home.
It was in July of last year I noticed a lump. So I called my OBGYN office and they had me to come in.
She had a mammogram and ultrasound of her right breast, and they found a small tumor in the right breast. They ended up doing an ultrasound biopsy of it and found a right breast cancer.
When they gave me the news, I was like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm vegan. I work out every day. I said, what do you mean? This is crazy. I said, I'm not sick.
All the right things going for her, and then this hits you out of nowhere. It was very deflating for us both, and not knowing how severe it was, how serious it was the other real unknown.
It was only measuring about 2 centimeters. It was what we call an invasive ductal cancer. And so we talked to her about different options. We talked to her about options of keeping breast and removing her breast.
But before any decisions were made, Jeannette needed to make a very important appointment.
Any woman nowadays that is diagnosed with a new breast cancer does have the opportunity to get genetic testing.
Jeannette didn't know a lot about her family history, and so we thought that possibly if she was found to have a genetic cause for her diagnosis, it might help in making surgical decisions.
It's pretty overwhelming, the amount of information, the genetic testing.
We then sent a blood sample to a genetics laboratory, and they extracted DNA to do the testing, and within a matter of 8 to 10 days I received the report, and it showed that she did have a mutation in the BRCA2 gene, which is one of the major breast cancer susceptibility genes.
I was scared, anxious, and it's crazy.
So many emotions, but Jeannette knew exactly what to do with this information.
I sent letters to all of my siblings and the information so that they could get tested.
Her sister in North Carolina recalls receiving the letter.
So when I opened the letter, I read it, and I was in chills to learn that, my big sister, Jeannette, had breast cancer. And, I always thought, cancer never ran in our family.
Barbara Hudson had her yearly mammogram already scheduled, but she also made an appointment to have genetic testing. The results from both tests tightened the bond between the sisters.
I gave her the information about me. She got tested, and then come to find out she was BRCA2 positive also and had breast cancer.
And it was hard. I'm sorry.
She was diagnosed 10/9/19. I was diagnosed 8/8/19.
Although miles apart, Jeannette and Barbara were now in this journey together. They chose the same surgical options.
When she got the information regarding her gene testing, she was very quick to feel comfortable with doing the bilateral mastectomies. Her goal was to be the healthiest for the longest she can be.
Our pastor came to the procedure. He was there. Our daughter was there, and some other friends were there. That helps.
After surgery, Jeannette didn't need radiation, but she did need chemotherapy, and so did her sister.
We did do what's called an oncotype test. Anytime we have a tumor that is estrogen receptor positive and lymph node negative, we recommend doing this 21 gene test. It looks at what is the chance of this cancer coming back elsewhere in her body. She's right in the middle. She was a 26, which is just on the borderline of starting to be high. Based on newer studies, with that score, we would recommend considering chemotherapy.
It was crazy, but I just, gave it all to God, and I prayed about it, and, I kept working out during the entire journey. I never stopped.
Two sisters with the same story, with positive outcomes. Both are grateful to have each other.
She was a lifesaver. She really was.
She was like, you basically saved my life. You saved my life. I was like, whoa.